Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Swahili Sunday. I forgot to unplug you can probably hear the water in the background. That's the cat fountain. I forgot to unplug the cat fountain. Give me a minute. I'm going to go unplug the cat fountain. I'm not one to think, okay, it's imperfect, so I'm just going to leave it. I'll just go fix it. Now I got to get the camera to, there we go. Oh, okay, right. Okay, welcome everybody to Swahili Sunday, and glad to be here for another Sunday. And it's been a very busy weekend. We had our Fair Trade Friday live shopping, which we do every Friday at 6 p.m. on Facebook. And then we had yesterday, I was at the second Saturday fair, outdoor fair in Long Beach, put on by Fair Trade Long Beach in the Parkview Village Shops. If you're local to Long Beach, California, and put it on your calendar for next second Saturday. We do it every second Saturday. We started back up in August, and we've slowly built up to get back to some semblance of normal. It's an outdoor fair. Everybody has to wear a mask. There's hand sanitizer on every table. So mark that on your calendar for next month for the second Saturday event. Also, I'm hoping that Leila will be able to join us. I always say, well, hope is the Swahili word for today too. I always say hope because their power and internet are not as stable as ours, and it can go out in a second. So it's a hit or miss whether or not she can join. So I'm hoping she'll be able to join us and give us an update on Kenya. In the meantime, I will give you an update on we're still raising funds to help the ladies to make sure that they have food. We've been consistently doing that since March of last year when the shutdown started. So if you would like to continue to help with that, and thank you for those who have, basketsandbeadskenya.org. It is a nonprofit 501c3, so it is a tax deduction. So that would, any amount is helpful. Then also, if you want to go check out basketsandbeadskenya.com through tonight at midnight, I always do a special for Fair Trade Friday for our live shopping, and the special goes through midnight on Sunday. And eventually it's going to only go through maybe Saturday. I don't know. I haven't decided that yet, but right now it goes through midnight on Sunday. This week it's 10% off anything on the site at basketsandbeadskenya.com. So head on over there. There's a lot of great products you can see. I'm featuring some purses. Our product of the week this week was soapstone. So there's a lot of great soapstone. This is a cute little soapstone bowl. And I'm actually toying around with making planters out of the small bowls with little succulents and the large bowls. So go check those out. Everything's 10% off. These are some of the purses that are available on the site. There's a whole lot that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago. These are all great size for an iPad. Got the African wax print embellishment. They're lined. They have an adjustable strap. They're great colors, great style. So go check that out on basketsandbeadskenya.com. All right, what is the Swahili word of the week? What is the Swahili word of the week? It is hope, or in Swahili, it's matumaini. Matumaini means hope. And why did I choose hope for the Swahili word of the day? It's because we've been a year into this lockdown, into this pandemic, and into this situation where everybody's not been able to live a normal life. I was reading an article today about so many people who have not been able to pay their rent because they lost their jobs because the business is closed. Some of them closed temporarily, some of them closed for good. I live in California, and there are states like Texas and Florida and other states that are open and don't have any restrictions. Masks are optional, et cetera, et cetera. But in California, we're still on a tier system, and we're still in the actual worst tier. I think today and tomorrow, one in Orange County, one in LA County, things are opening up to the purple tier, which means that indoor restaurants can be actually at 25% capacity indoors. So that will probably help, but I know a lot of restaurants have gone under struggling to survive in this, and a lot of businesses, small businesses. So I would encourage you to shop small. A lot of people are going to be getting a stimulus check. And if you don't need it to support yourself, because some people are getting it that don't need it, if it's just extra money for you, consider maybe a donation to our foundation to help us continue to feed the ladies, or consider purchasing a product to help a small business. I'm a small business, a veteran-owned, service-disabled, veteran-owned, woman-owned small business that is helping over 30 small businesses in Kenya. Each lady represents her own business. Even though they work collectively together, they represent their own business. And I'm helping to help them become sustainable. But unfortunately, due to the things with COVID, that's not been possible because sales have been low. Like I've said several times, I was in 3 spaces and I pulled out of 2. I'm still in Fairtrade Long Beach. That's been doing quite well. And I have been starting to run ads and starting to really push the online sales to be able to reach everybody else across the US and other places that can't go visit Fairtrade Long Beach. So go visit basketsandbeadskenya.com. If you've purchased a product, would appreciate a review, because that helps in search engine optimization if you put a review. But I chose hope because since we're starting to turn a corner, depending on where you live, there is hope that things are going to eventually get back to a place to start recovering. We all need to recover from what's going on, what's gone on. I'm grateful to have had a job this whole time, and really the purpose of me taking a job was to pay the business expenses so I could keep this business going, because otherwise I would have had to stop completely and cut off everything. I mean, there's fees. Like I have a Shopify store, so there's fees for that. I do StreamYard, there's fees for that. I have a CRM system where my emails go out, there's fees for that. And then of course there's other fees that you have to pay, and I pay salaries and things like that. So in order to keep that going, the business wasn't sustaining that. So I took a job, and I'm feeling burned out. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been having this burned out, tired feeling over the last couple of weeks. And I talked to a few people yesterday at the outdoor fair, and people were saying, gosh, I've been feeling depressed. I've never felt that way before. And I've been feeling tired, and I've never felt this exhausted before. And so I know I'm not the only one feeling that way. And if you're feeling that, if you felt that way too, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And, I'm actually working 2 jobs in essence. I'm working my corporate job, and I'm working this job. And then other people are wanting my time, and I'm still doing speaking for some different organizations as well. So prepping for that and making sure that everything is in alignment and getting things online for the push that we started with the I'm looking here to see if Leila can join. With just the push with getting all the things up on the store. I had a photographer take some pictures, but I've taken most of the pictures, and then you have to size them properly, and you have to make sure they look right, because everybody has to kind of, you go to the website and it has to look appealing to people. And there's so much more to do. That work never seems to end, but I'm just feeling, I don't know, worn out, I guess, because you hear like, oh, we're going to start opening up slowly, and maybe in several months you can gather together. And there's so much conflicting information out there. And I really work hard not to pay attention to a lot of the stuff that's going on, but you do have to be informed as to what's going on in your area. So I do have to pay attention to some of it. And there's so much conflicting information that I think my brain is just like, oh gosh, really, what's true, what's not? I don't even know. So for me, I'm feeling really, really tired. And I haven't obviously been able to exercise too much because I'm still recovering from the wrist and the knee injury. So I'm able to do some things. Thankfully, I'm able to go for walks and stuff, but I'm not. And I just this morning was able to actually do a full-on tree pose in yoga with my left leg. It hurt a little, but I was able to do it, which that's something that I haven't been able to do since December 12th, actually, when I fell. So, but it's been 3 months and I'm still recovering. And so that's been weighing on me as well. So I'm just really, gosh, I'm just tired. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that way, but that's just how it's affecting me. I haven't traveled out of the state or out of the country in over a year. And I was somebody who was traveling at least, I don't know, twice a month somewhere to speak or to go to Kenya or to do something. And I haven't really gone anywhere. And I'm grateful to have a home and I'm grateful to have food, but it's like this little carrot. Oh, we're going to get back to normal soon. And I'm not eligible yet to get the vaccine because I don't have any underlying conditions and I am not over 65. So I have heard that as a veteran, I might be able to get it from the VA. And yeah, so that's just kind of in a holding pattern. But in the long run, we have hope, matumaini in Swahili, that things are going to get better and things are going to change. I know several people who have had COVID. I know people who have passed away from it. It's been a pretty intense year with everything that's gone on. And some of you listening may be in that category where you're struggling, where you haven't been able to pay your rent, where your job has been suspended. I know my daughter works in the restaurant industry and she's had it kind of rough because they shut down all the dining for a while. So it was only takeout. So she wasn't getting that many hours. And then they've opened back up to the outdoor dining. And now it's gradually going into the indoor dining. And I think people just want to get together and see each other. And I just love to hug somebody. I've been living by myself. I mean, my son has moved home for a few months now, but been living by myself through most of it. And during Christmas, I was all laid up with this wrist, and it was very lonely and very tough. So it doesn't look like, I don't know if Leila's going to be able to join. I will say that I did read about Kenya. Their president made an announcement on the 12th that he is extending their curfews. And I think that their cases are still on the rise, so they're not quite opening up yet. So my trip to Kenya may be postponed a little longer. I don't want to go to Kenya if I can't really move around freely and get to see the ladies and spend time with them. If there's still restrictions on my movement there, I'm going to wait until I can actually move around freely where it's safe. I don't mind the mask thing if that's a requirement. I don't mind taking a COVID test to get on a plane, which that's a requirement. I was reading something about traveling on the plane. So you can get on the plane. So it's interesting. You got a social distance in the airport, and then you get on the plane and you're, depending on what airline, you're maybe packed next to people. And you can eat on the plane, but you have to take the mask off, take a bite, and put the mask back on and chew with the mask on. It's kind of interesting. So I don't know. We'll see what happens there. I've been taking a lot of supplements, and I was exposed to COVID actually and did not get it, thankfully. I'm grateful for that. But I do have, I guess you could call it the COVID blues. It was great to get out yesterday and be around people, but I don't think right now Kenya's wide open. Like I said, they've extended their curfew from what I read, and their cases are rising. So I don't think that they're fully ready to open back up yet. So I'm still sort of in a holding pattern with going, as well as I haven't gotten my passport back yet from. One thing that I learned about, I didn't really realize that you can't travel anywhere if your passport is within 6 months of expiring. They won't let you go. They won't let you in anywhere. So I had to rush 4 to 6 weeks, rush my passport renewal process, and they've cashed the check. So at least it means that they have it and they're working on it. I shipped it overnight. I paid for rush processing, like I said, which is 4 to 6 weeks, and I gave them the money to ship it back to me overnight. I just want to have it in hand should I be able to go sooner than later. So I'm still kind of making a decision about that. But like I said, the hope, matumaini in Swahili, I have hope that I'll be able to go soon and that we'll all be able to start moving around again and hug people again and connect with people again and show love in that way to people again. I miss that. I don't know about you, but I miss that. And it's kind of tiring. It's making me kind of tired. I don't know. I don't know how you all feel, but it's making me tired. And it might be wearing that way on you. Like I said, there was one person told me yesterday how depressed she was feeling, and yeah, it's pretty I guess intense maybe is the word. I just need to go lay somewhere in a room by the water and listen to the water. I have this dream about doing a conversion van and taking off and just going to places in nature and just being connected to nature, hearing the water, hearing the ocean, looking at the trees, looking at the mountains. I just really love to do that, but that's not happening today. Anyway, it doesn't look like Leila's going to be able to join us today. The whole purpose of today was to give an update on Kenya. I'm going to look up and see if I can find that article that I was reading. Yeah, it says, no, that was January. So Kenya extends nationwide curfew for 2 months. Kenya's president on Friday extended a nationwide overnight COVID-19 curfew for 60 days to battle a third wave of infections in East Africa's wealthiest economy. Kenya, which has so far had at least 111,185 cases and 1,899 deaths, reported 829 new infections on Thursday, the highest daily number since last year. In a televised address, the president said the positive test rate hit 13% in March compared to January's 2%. Unfortunately, it is still rising. Lockdowns and other restrictions have stifled revenues and hampered growth. And this is a problem that we've had with our ladies because they're not able to sell in the open markets there. And we were, like I have said before, we were in discussion, working on discussing with some resorts to get their products in the gift shops and some resorts there. Kenya's a big tourist area. They have a whole coast, and then Nairobi is a very popular place, and there's a lot of hotels that have gift shops there. So part of our strategy was to help them get into gift shops there in Kenya, but all of that came to a stop. So this says, last year, fellow Kenyans, the Kenya economy, this is the president's quote, last year, fellow Kenyans, the Kenya economy was projected to grow by 6.2%, but it only grew by 0.6% because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Adding that the economy was likely to bounce back and grow by approximately 7% in 2021. Kenya plans to vaccinate 1.25 million people by June and another 9.6 million in the next phase. The Ministry of Health said this week that the country plans to vaccinate about 15 million people nationwide, about 30% of the country's population by the end of 2023. So that's just a quick update about Kenya. And I don't know if you saw the fun facts about Kenya. Kenya's population is 52.57 million people, and if you want to compare that to the population in Nairobi, which is the capital city of Kenya, which is a very industrious city. A lot of business goes on there. A lot of tourism comes through there. That's their main hub. That's where you fly into, is to Nairobi, is 4.397 million compared to the population of the city of Los Angeles, not Los Angeles County, but the city of Los Angeles is 3.967 million. So Nairobi is bigger than the city of Los Angeles. So there's a lot of opportunity there for our ladies to prosper there as well as here. And that's part of our strategy before COVID hit, was to ensure that we could dually prosper. And then I was also looking into some shops in London as well to try to spread to London. And it looks like Leila's joining. Yay, 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 yay.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Sorry, I was busy with the little guy.
I want to hug you. Ah, yes, the little guy. He's getting so big, too.
Yeah, I was putting him to sleep and it took forever.
No, he didn't want to go. He knew I was going to be on the video. He wanted to talk to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's nice to see you.
Oh, yeah, it's good to see you too. I was just talking about how tired I am. I'm just so like, this whole COVID thing is wearing me out. I was reading an article that I saw about that the president extended the curfew there.
Yes, because they're saying the third wave has started, because now the numbers are rising again.
Oh man.
Yeah, this new South African strain or something. So now the curfew is extended for 60 days. The public gathering are banned. So it's like we are going backwards instead of moving.
Yeah. Yes, it's I was explaining telling everybody how, we're moving forward, but we're getting such conflicting information. Oh, things are opening up, but maybe you can gather in July. It's like, this is March. Are you kidding? People here, they're trying to get everybody vaccinated here. I was reading in this article that they're starting to give vaccinations there too. Have you heard anything about that?
Yes, but they're giving first priority to the essential worker, like the nurses, the doctors. So the first bunch is here, but now they're giving it to the health workers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they started here, was with the health workers, and then people over 65. Now it's moved to people with that are under 65 with underlying conditions. I may be able to get it through the Veterans Administration because I'm a military veteran. I have to look into that, but we're considered essential because we're government employees where I work, but people have said that's not working for them. So I'm just kind of waiting. The teachers here are getting it too because they're trying to open the schools. Are they doing that for teachers there as well?
No, they're saying the second round would be for teachers, because we got just a few doses. We didn't get a lot. So
yeah,
once the distribution is steady, then the next ones will be teachers, because now the schools are just open.
yeah. This is the schools open, but they're closing for the term this month, right?
Yeah, they're closing this coming week for the term.
Yeah. Oh man, how are the ladies?
The ladies, they were kind of disappointed, but they're doing fine. They are all fine. Yeah. Just I was talking to Dorcas, and she said like Akuleo went back to Lodwa. So some of the older one, even Elbit, was thinking of going back to Lodwa. They're like, life there is kind of, so I don't know. It's the COVID thing is really tough on them. So
because they have like no way. That's that's like, people have been so generous to keep donating for them to have food, but Akuleo left. Oh, I'm so sad.
Yeah, left. So we are hoping she'll be back. We were hoping, that she was going to be back once the president spoke, but now, with the COVID, the numbers rising, I don't think she's going to be back soon. So let's just pray and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Because like the older ones, even going to the street to sell beads, it's hard. For them, they were depending on the tourists or new guys coming. That's how they could sell. At least the younger ladies could go, they have the energy to walk around. But for them, it's hard to walk around. So that's, yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's true. All the groups that came through there. So that's taken away a lot of income. And I was explaining before you got on how we were just starting to talk to gift shops and hotels, and all that stopped. And it's like, but thankfully sales are starting to increase here a little bit, but that, our dual strategy was here and there, and with it still being shut down, that really affects that. And it just breaks my heart, because I just want them to succeed so bad, because that the way I look at it, they're all individual small businesses. I'm a woman-owned, veteran-owned small business, but I'm working with a bunch of small businesses, and I want them to succeed. And this is just, it just makes me want to cry. I so want every time I look at the pictures on the hang tags, and I just am praying for them, and I want the best for them, and I want to see all of you someday.
Yeah, someday. Oh, this COVID,
So it's going to be for March to April, May. That's like middle of May now, right?
Yeah. Everyone was like waiting for that speech. Everyone was just waiting for him, but we knew it wasn't going to be open, because like a week before the speech, the number started rising. So the curve, because at least last month the curve was flat, but all of a sudden, people were not listening to the rules. That we had political gatherings, so the disease started spreading. In fact, like me, I blame the political gatherings, because nobody was wearing masks. They had hundreds of people. So all of a sudden, it started spreading. And I'm like, so.
Yeah, that happened here. Like, we had all the summer and the protests and stuff with everything, and people were just, some people had masks, some people didn't, and it started to rise and spread here. People just get to the point where I just can't take it anymore. And I was talking about before you got on how for me, I'm just feeling exhausted, like just worn out from not going anywhere and not traveling, because I think this is the first time, I don't know, since I was maybe a teenager, that I haven't been traveling somewhere, because I was in the military for so many years and always going somewhere. And then I was just going to speak, and then when I started coming to Kenya, I just, it's like, it's hard.
Yeah,
so that's why today's word is hope.
Yeah, I've seen Matumai. It's true. We all need hope, because, even for us, we were used to people coming, visitors. Like every year, we knew we had friends that we were going to see. Like this year, we've not seen you guys, like the friends that we knew they will be coming every year. So it's like, what's happening? At least last year, I'm happy we were able to see you guys before the lockdown and all that.
Yeah, it was like right before. I mean, I came back like the end of February, and all the boxes we shipped got here, like, I think 2 days before they locked everything down. So it's like, I was worried, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get this stuff. It's going to get held up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, like the masks that you sent, and I had gotten some earrings from Bintia. You guys both sent it at the same time. I still haven't gotten it. It's since COVID, it's I thought maybe now it might get a little faster, but the last time, I think it was taking 2 to 3 weeks, but since COVID, it's been taking like a month or whatever through the normal post office.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we just have to pray and hope for the best.
Yeah. Matumaini. So am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Tumaini. Matumaini. Because it's been too long. People don't. I don't know. I think it's driving so many people crazy. Just holding on to the hope is really hard. Sometimes you just want to give up. You're like, I'm just tired. You don't know where the COVID is going.
Or when it's where the end of it is. And I'm just like, yesterday it was interesting that the market was very slow. Usually there's more purchases, and it was not as much yesterday. And I was talking to one of the other vendors who makes soaps, and she said, I've never felt this before. I just feel depressed and worn out. And I'm like, I'm feeling that way too, because I think we are getting so many conflicting messages. Here, look, this is this. No, this is this. No, you can't do this. Yes, you can do this. You can't do that. But our CDC, Center for Disease Control website says one thing, and then the president says something else, and then the health professionals say something else, and then the state says something else, and you hear all this different stuff, and it's just like, oh, I can't process it. My brain much.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think it's so confusing to the point that everyone now is just making up their own thing, because now you have the government, you have the health department, you have individual, everybody has a theory of something. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, what you can make of, you've had so many things, so you come up with your own information, or it's the same thing with, I was talking to Dorcas, and they just have they're like, it's the South African one. So nobody has like clear information about the COVID, the next step, what is going to happen. Oh, it's really confusing.
Yeah. I think that does a lot to wear people out, because it's affecting.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to say that the online sales are starting to climb, which is good. I hired somebody to help with Facebook ads and stuff, and it's been good. We're starting to get sales like every day, which is exciting. So, and I was telling everybody that this week today through midnight, you can get 10% off by going to basketsandbeatskenya.com and go check out what the ladies have made. Get you one of these purses that's behind me here. These are really nice. And we're talking about Dorcas, as a matter of fact. This is Dorcas here. She's the leader of the ladies in Kipsongo that Leila communicates with when we send the funds for food packs. Leila's the one who goes and orders it, and then it gets delivered, and they get her and Dorcas and whoever else helps. They put it all together and get it to the ladies. So thanks for all you do to support that work. And I'm so grateful for that people send the funds. I send it to you, you get it done, and they get food. So at least that they're not going to starve.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I'm so bummed. I was like, oh my gosh, I can go maybe. No, I can't.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Where is the little pink fashionista?
Oh, she's doing her homework. She played the whole weekend, and now is when she's rushing me that she needs to finish her homework. And I'm like, you've been around for Saturday and Sunday. So it's
Yes, now you have to get, oh, I have to do homework. School's tomorrow. Oh my gosh. That sounds familiar.
I'm like, you've had the whole day. It's like 7:30 at night is when you remember you have homework. And I'm like, you're crazy. So
Oh,
she's
it's
rushing
normal.
through it.
Well, Marissa was pretty with her studies, but Jason was like, homework, whatever. Be like, what, do you have homework? No. And see that here the school has a thing where you can look online and see what assignments they have. So I'd go and I'd look and I'd be like, well, what's this? This is due tomorrow. Oh, I don't know what that is. You better figure out what that is, or it's going to be late. I don't want to do that. Well, you got to do that. Oh my gosh, he was so hard-headed. You know, you've met Jason. He's a kind, hearted, like,
Yeah,
helpful, like,
yes.
he was so, oh my gosh, like, my friend, I have a friend who's a teacher, my friend Alex, and he's like, oh, he'll grow out of it. He'll grow out. It's a science thing. He'll grow out of it. And I'm like, I don't feel like he's going to grow out of it. But he did. And I'm just kind of like, I didn't think I was going to make it.
But now look at him. He's,
Yeah,
he's so nice.
he is. He's nice, and
Yeah.
he's kind to other people. He's got a big heart. So he's a great peeps. Yeah. Okay, well, darn, bad luck with the restrictions. I keep thinking like, oh, maybe I have this vision of trying to sneak me in to see the ladies. I'm like, I just don't think that would be possible. I sort of stand out with this bright.
Now the way you're too white.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's like before I had dark hair, maybe I could hide that, but it's like
now it's just too crazy. And now the way we have less wazungus in town, so it will be like the whole of Kitale will be like Eldona is in town, because you'll be like the only Mzungu walking around. So
right. Yeah, it'll spread. Mzungu, Eldona's here.
Oh yeah.
I keep trying to figure out how to do, I'm military. I'm trying to figure out how to do a covert operation. Like, yeah, I don't think I can figure it. I'll keep thinking about that, but I just want to go so bad.
Oh yeah.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
But I know God's got his plan, so I have to see what that is. And we have to see, I'm still, I got some ideas. Once we're done here, I want to talk about a couple of things, off of products that I'm thinking about doing. So,
okay.
Because people are buying household stuff. Usually the spoons and the pillows seem to be selling good. I didn't really, usually at every market they've been selling, I've sold a few of the pillows. They haven't sold in the store, but I'm getting ready to start taking some pictures and putting them online. But I think, household stuff probably will be good. People aren't buying a lot of necklaces, even though people are online and they need to. I'm not even wearing a necklace because I have all the purses up today. This thing fell on me right before the thing started. I was trying to arrange a purse and the whole thing goes. I'm like, ah. At least it's. I have this vision of it like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna tip it and it's gonna go. It's really lightweight, but it's yeah, I don't want to touch it because it might fall. Anyway. Well, it's good to see you, and I see Elizabeth is posting on there about how to support the ladies in Kenya. Again, everybody, let me go back to the banners. If you want to donate to the food pack program, basketsandbeadskenya.org, any amount will help. And you know, we just passed this big stimulus. A lot of people are getting checks that don't necessarily need them, that have jobs. So if you're getting a stimulus check and you have a job, not if you need it to survive, if you have a job and you have funds and it's just kind of an extra thing, you might consider making a donation to make sure our ladies still have food. You know, we're going to be going through this for another couple of months. And even after it's over, it's going to take some time to recover. So we plan on continuing this, and we'll slowly taper off as the sales start to increase, but it's going to take a while. We want to make sure I can't sit down at my table at night and eat a dinner and without knowing that the ladies are taken care of. So I appreciate everybody who's donated. I appreciate you to consider, you know, a little portion of that check for a donation, even if it's $25, $50. That every little bit helps. We send about $900 to $1,000, $800 to $1,000, depending on what we get in donations for the month, and that feeds over 30 women and over 80 kids. So you're feeding a lot of people by doing that. And then also, if you want to, if you have a gift coming up for somebody or give a gift to yourself, go to basketsandbeadskenya.com, and it's 10% off until midnight tonight. We'll ship it out the next day. I've just packaged up a little mini clutch to ship out. So got some really pretty purses back here. Get something for yourself, get something for a friend. Anything, go check it out. We have a lot of really cool and beautiful things. Get a paper bead necklace. We have a lot of beautiful paper bead necklaces. It's something that's sustainable. It's beautiful. It can be worn with anything. And it'll be, for those who don't know about paper beads, it'll be a good conversation piece. So go check it out on basketsandbeadskenya.com. All right. That is it for today, for today's Swahili Sunday. And unfortunately, I'm not going to Kenya as soon as I wanted. I'm going to be upset after I get off of this. Well, I already knew, but at least I get to see you here. I'm going to have to do a video for the ladies, or we're going to have to do something where you can, I don't know, pipe me in so I can at least say something to them. I miss them so much. All right, everybody, until the next time I'm online will be for Fair Trade Friday shopping next Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific, on the Baskets and Beads Kenya page. So that it's only there on the page and in the community. If I'm doing it from my laptop, if I'm doing it from my iPad, I can't choose more than one place for some reason. So I don't think I'm going to be at Fair Trade Long Beach next week, but who knows? But join me 6 p.m. on the page, and I'll see you soon. Naku Panda.